As I said this morning, I am joined by Chris Walker and Lee Tombling from the Pendle Powerfest. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to Sunday Driver.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Right, initially, as I said, Chris is the number one, the chairman, the Führer of the Pendle Powerfesters, but keeping them in line, I get the distinct feeling, is difficult. Also, Chris, what exactly is Pendle Powerfest?
Well, sorry to disappoint you, but we are quite a harmonious group. So keeping them in line is actually quite straightforward. Everybody comes from different backgrounds, everyone's got different interests, we're all volunteers, but it all just works nicely, really. Pendle Powerfest set off as a very much small concern going out of another show, and then it's grown into a big event every year that we've since sort of developed as a brand, using that to sort of spearhead into other charity events, other sort of smaller events to help just keep the money coming in throughout the year, which all goes to good causes.
Because it's like you said, in many ways, while we were chatting before the show started, what started out as an event has actually become a form of brand in its own right. It's now, it's PPF, it's Pendle Powerfest. It's not the event, it's a brand.
It is very much so. You know, we want to be the go-to people in Lancashire for motoring events. And if people want to find certain cars, or have got other ideas to do with cars, trucks, bikes, whatever, where the people want, people to come and see us, really.
And Lee, what, as you sit there cowering in the corner, you don't look like you've had your full Pendle Powerfest baptism as yet. What do you do? What's your role within the organisation?
Well, I do the entertainment side of it, entertainment. I look after bands. One of the things we like to do at Pendle Powerfest is to promote new talent in the area. So any new bands coming through from Lancashire and stuff like that, we'd like to actively see them and give them a platform to come and play their music live to people. So, to give people a chance.
So that's the one thing I remember about the Pendle Powerfest. I mean, this year's event is the 28th of May, and it's called Mud and Motorsport. And as usual, it's being hosted in the car park and the environs of Nelson and Colne College. But besides cars, you've also got bands. There's all sorts going on at this event, but although it's car related.
It is car related, and but obviously when you come to this event, it's primarily a family event, and so we want to give people lots of different things to do and see, other than cars, because obviously sometimes you'll get mum who might not be into cars, and the dad's into cars, and so we try to give everyone something different, completely different, so everyone's a wide choice of things to look at. So the introduction of bands was a great idea, and to expose local talent. So I thought that would be really cool, to give people a chance to head up, sort of show their talent and stuff like that. It would not normally get the chance to be exposed to great crowds,
So Chris, what you just sit there and shall we say, try and direct them and hope it all comes together.
I do, but I also look after all the media and marketing side of it as well. So it's my job to make sure people actually know about Pendle Powerfest, what it is, where it is, when the events are on, and everything else. So it certainly keeps me busy, shall we say.
So it's your unfortunate task in life to have to deal with people like me, then.
Indeed.
Now, as I said, the first one is Mud and Motorsport. What format will this take? Because by its very title, one gets the feeling it's going to be, shall we say, 4x4ing, rallying, and motorsport in all its guises. So what will visitors on the 28th of May get to see?
Well, having done the Italian job last year, we decided not to do a film theme this year. We thought, right, what's coming up this year? What's important to people? The last Land Rover Defender was made in January 2016, so we thought to commemorate the end of the Defender production, try and find sort of original Series 1, Series 2, Series 3 Land Rovers, as well as a range of other off-roaders, because it's, we live in a rural area. There's a lot of people who are enthusiastic about, sort of off-roading, grass tracking, green lanes, all this kind of stuff. It's an area that, we thought will certainly capture people's imagination. But not everybody's into that, so we thought motorsport as well. There's, we've spoken to a lot of local groups recently, and we're trying to promote, people getting into motorsport, whether it's auto solo, whether it's karting, whether it's lawnmower racing. We had somebody got in touch about that the other week. We're looking for rally cars, trucks, single seaters, everything, and just show people the amount of different motorsport you can do. and actually how cheap it is to get into as well.
So anybody who visits, if they see a branch of motorsport that, shall we say, appeals to them, even if it is Land Rover lawnmower racing. By the way, if anybody fancies racing the lawnmower around my lawns, give me a shout, because it's something I just can't generate any enthusiasm for. But are there people there who can explain how to get into it and how to have a go at it?
There will be, yeah. We're expecting support from quite a few of the local drivers clubs, as well as hopefully the under-16s group as well. These are still sort of in the work, shall we say, but we're hoping from a strong support from local clubs.
Right, so, and the other thing I notice is you are getting a couple of racing drivers up in the first instance. I mean, there will be more joining them, but with Natalie Norman and Amanda Black, both very successful lady racing drivers. And no, don't start ringing in and complaining I've mentioned the ladies. You've little option but to say they're ladies. But when lady drivers race, they don't race. There are championships for ladies. There's always a Coupe de Dame in the world of rallying. But a lot of ladies race shoulder to shoulder with men. And I've raced against a lot of lady racing drivers. And I'll tell you this now. Coming into certain corners on well-known certain circuits, there's nothing at all feminine about some of these ladies as you change and exchange paint as you brake. Who can be the last of the late breakers, and how much of my paint does her car want to have on it? So, besides these two, you will be getting star drivers. There'll be some well-known drivers making an appearance.
We're hoping so, yeah. I mean, it's a new initiative we're doing called Pendle Races, where we're inviting local racing drivers, even just northern racing drivers generally, to offer to put our logo on their car for the season. And it increases our exposure as we go around. Natalie's very much on an upward run at the minute. She's just changed into a new Honda Integra. She's racing in the CNC Heads competition this year. And Amanda's racing in the Caterham Challenge, which is a national championship. So we're hoping if other racing drivers are out there, if they've got a little spot on their car while they're gathering sponsors, won't mind us sticking our Pendle Powerfest logo on. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, toy drive logo, yeah. That'd be good.
Right, we shall be rejoining Chris. We're back with Chris and Lee from Pendle Powerfest. Now, we've discussed the Powerfest itself, the modern motorsport, but there is the toy drive and horsepower, like the horsepower challenge. Now, this is a subject very close to your heart, Lee, for many reasons, including personal ones. Initially, explain what this major charitable event is.
Basically, Toy Drive came about. When my sister Amy, she passed away from cancer, ovarian cancer, last year. And what I didn't know was, until after she passed away, was that she was actively going into the hospital where she was being treated, and she was, with her own money, buying toys and Easter eggs and things like this and delivering them to children. Her ethos was that hospital was quite a daunting place for an adult, let alone a child, you know. And so she wanted to just try and cheer children up. When she passed away, we found this out later on. I was quite surprised about this, really. And so we decided at Pendle Powerfest, one of the things we wanted to do was carry on her mantle and do what she was doing. So we visited the local hospital, which is Blackburn Hospital, and had a chat with them and said to them, like, you know, do you need toys and things like this, you know, for children? Which they said they did, and they said that, you know, the toy supplies and arts and crafts and things like that are quite depleted, you know. And so we decided that the charity would raise money, and we were going to try and deliver as many toys and arts and crafts, books and stuff like this for children that are in hospital this year. That's what we plan to do.
So the other event that, shall we say, associated with it is like the horsepower, the Heroes Convoy, and explain where the horsepower comes in and how does it work?
Well, basically, what we decided to do was get as many people together in a convoy and to see how much horsepower we could get. So if you have an individual car that's got, say, 100 horsepower, you know, we wanted to see how many cars we could get and how much horsepower we could get in that convoy. And basically, the idea is that when we've accumulated all the toys and books and arts and crafts and things that we need for hospitals, we want to try and go to as many hospitals as we possibly can. And we want a giant convoy of cars to do it. And we thought it'd be a great idea for people to give up a bit of their spare time if they've got a really nice car and travel to the hospital, deliver the toys, do something really worthwhile for the community and feel really good about it, feel good about yourself, and do something, for somebody else, and we thought that'd be great. People would really enjoy doing that with their cars, and also it's great for media attention, and to get more charitable work in, to raise more money for more hospitals, because they really do need these,
So, but the hospitals in question are the, shall we say, local hospitals. It's not particularly far-flung. It's all the hospitals around what you might call the Ribble Valley, and as it just radiates outwards, it's the local hospitals you'll be dealing with.
It is, yeah. Initially we went to Blackburn Hospital and we chatted to them, and they spoke to me and told me exactly what they wanted. They showed me around the hospital and what they need, And one of the things that they find was that children are coming in and toys are broken, not being replaced, or sometimes children take toys home, and there just aren't the toys there, for children that are coming in and out of hospital. So initially it was the local hospitals, but then we decided that we thought this was going to be so big that we wanted to expand it and really try and do as many hospitals as we can, really. That's what we plan to do.
Now, you were saying during the break there's places where people, even if they don't want to take part in the day through various reasons, there's places where they can donate toys.
Yes, they can take toys along to Booths at Barrowford, and they have a toy drop-off centre, so they can pop along and drop some toys off. I must make a note, we cannot accept soft toys because they carry infections and stuff like that, and they're not easily able to clean them. So we need toys that are easy to clean, not wooden toys either, because they're not acceptable for hospitals. So we need toys that are easy to clean, arts and crafts, puzzles, books, things like this. That's what we're looking for, really.
So, and this is, shall we say, this is the reason for the other events. This is where all your charitable gatherings culminate in this one big event where you collect and drop toys off at local hospitals.
Ultimately, what we want to do is we want to make this as big as possible. We're starting in our local area, and we have a charity called the Mum Foundation, which we're supporting this year, based in London. And we're hoping that they're going to do the same thing from their end, and we're going to do the same thing from our end. So initially, it's a local area, but we're hoping that we can make it as big as we can.
That's great, Lee. Right, after this short break, where you get to listen to some more decent rock music, we'll be then chatting to Chris and Lee about some of the other events that Pendle. Right, welcome back to Sunday Drive with me, Mark Stone, and once again I'm sat here with Chris and Lee from Pendle Powerfest. Right, the only other things that go on for Pendle Powerfest are the famous Cars and Coffee and other events. What exactly are these, and how do people find out about them?
Cars and Coffee grew out last year, and it's something it's been big in America for quite a few years now, and it's very much, whereas Pendle Powerfest is a very organised show, you pay to attend, you pay to exhibit. It's a very sort of formal show. The Cars and Coffee is the opposite. We find a venue, we find a caterer, and we set a date, and then we invite people to bring down whatever they like, whether it's a bike, a truck, a car, whatever. Bring it down, see what everyone else brings, have a natter, have a look around, and just it's very much a social event. And we make a bit of money on the catering as a bonus, really. But it means that that the whole Powerfest team are usually there. It gives us a chance to meet other enthusiasts, because not everyone can come to the main show for whatever reason, but there's so many owners out there of so many exciting vehicles that the more people we know, the bigger and better shows and events we can put on.
So really, the Cars and Coffee are, as you just said, it's a social gathering where you and your mates can meet up, have a brew, have a bacon butty, have a look at one or two other cars. But there's no, I attended one last year. It's a very relaxed affair. Yes. There's no, you must do, this happens at this time. It's get yourself there for 10 o'clock. Yeah, and play it by ear. It's also an ideal thing that you really do need to take your car. Your wife will have to go shopping on her own. I'm terribly sorry on that particular day, because you simply must take your car to one of Pendle Powerfest's Cars and Coffee events. Is that not so, gentlemen?
It is very true. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
It is, but I would also say there's a lot of lady.
There's a lot of lady members. Yes,
I wouldn't stereotype that at all. It's we have quite a few. Certainly, ladies seem to like the two-seater classics, and we've had quite a few sort of drivers over the years that have turned up with those. So I wouldn't specify gender at all with those.
We had a lot of ladies turn up at the Audis, actually, didn't we?
Yes, the Audi TT Club have joined us a couple of times, and they're at least half female drivers.
Well, I say there seems to be certain cars that attract certain, shall we say, certain either male or female. At times there seems to be a definite division in what cars attract what people, and I think things like Cars and Coffee show where the interest certain people have in certain cars. It's quite interesting chatting to them about why does that a car appeal to you but not to you.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to find out about any of your events, when they're taking place, to join up, sign up, donate or whatever, what's your website?
The website's pendlepowerfest.com. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we're also doing some video work with YouTube as well.
So basically, if you go and have a Google at Pendle Powerfest,
you can't miss
we can't miss you.
Yeah. If I've done my job properly, you can't miss
I mean, one of the things we're going to be launching later on in the year is Pendle Powerfest TV. It's something we're going to be looking into with our own YouTube channel as well, so that we can do updates of events that we're doing, so we can do updates of stuff,
Yeah.
And that people can, can tune in and look at and see what we've done and watch it on channel, which is really exciting,
I mean, it's now becoming very popular due to social media and the internet. There's now no reason why people cannot go and find out about things, or if they really enjoy it, tell the rest of the world, tell the rest of the country that the next time, shall we say, Pendle Powerfest are having an event, this is what you'll expect to find, this is what you'll get to do. So drop whatever it is you're doing on Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon and get yourself to one of the Pendle Powerfest events.
Yeah, you can see some of the...
we did a walk around of the last Cars and Coffee, so you can get a flavour of kind of what was there, what it was about. Certainly the relaxed atmosphere as well. I think you might even feature in it, Mark. I can't quite remember.
Yes, if memory serves, I think I took the mayor and mayoress of said locale for a quick blitz in a Polaris slingshot. Very enjoyable day.
Yeah.
Chris and Lee, thank you very much for coming in. Thanks for joining me on Sunday Driver on Ribble FM, and I can assure you, gentlemen, this won't be the last time you're on. You will be back on Sunday Driver.
Thank you.